Te toca, te toca. Y el día de hoy te toca estar aquí conmigo en este que es tu espacio. El día de hoy estamos en un programa muy especial en vivo desde conmemorando el aniversario. Ayer estuvimos conmemorando el aniversario de desafortunados ataques terroristas del 11 de septiembre. El día de hoy tenemos con nosotros un invitado muy especial, experto en seguridad, que se los voy a presentar. Recuerda que nos puedes encontrar en todas las redes sociales, en Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, y que nos encanta escuchar tus comentarios aquí en línea. Puedes postear tus preguntas, puedes hacer comentarios, puedes saludarnos, nos va a dar muchísimo gusto. So welcome to this show, a special show to commemorate 9/11. This is Spazio Vital, and I'm Gabriela Mora, the host, and today we have a very, very special guest. We are going to be talking about security solutions. Yesterday we were remembering the unfortunate terrorist attack of 9/11. So today our security expert, Burnett Shepard, he is going to be talking about how we can be more prepared in the event of a threatening situation like an active shooting or even a terrorist attack. So I'm going to introduce him. He is a United States Marine Corps veteran. He has a bachelor degree in criminology and criminal justice, and also a master of business administration from Park University. He has participated in a joint task force in the planning, coordination, and training of military and civilian law enforcement officers in locating drug fields in California. He has law enforcement certifications, and he has worked as military police. He's an instructor and expert in tactics, instruction, weapon systems, security implementation, executive planning, risk management, logistics, and decision making for over 10,000 personnel. He has given conferences throughout the US, and he now owns his own business, which is 0369 Security Solutions Services. Burnett Shepard, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. How are you?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me, Gabriel. Thank you.
Thank you. It is a pleasure that you're here. Okay, for all of you just joining this conversation, we are here in Spazio Vital, and we are today having a very special show to commemorate 9/11, and we are talking about security, how we can be prevented, how can we even save some lives or save our lives in the event of an active shooting or even a terrorist attack. We are going to take this moment to go over and make sure we are sharing this live transmission. If you are joining us right now, I invite you to do the same. So we are going to go and share. Remember that we are in all our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spazio Vital. So as we were saying, yesterday we were remembering the anniversary of 9/11, the day that US was attacked by Islamic terrorists. Also, unfortunately, yesterday there was a shooting at a high school in Las Vegas. The police is still investigating this event, but we are going to start with Burnett. Burnett, please tell us more about yourself, your professional career, and how you decided to start your business, 0369 Security Solution Services.
Yes, thank you. Yes, originally I'm from Selma, Alabama. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 18, and the job that I had in there was infantry. So right after I joined out of Alabama, I went to recruit training in South Carolina. I found myself participating in Operation Desert Storm.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
okay.
yes, at the age of 19. So I finished that tour, finished that campaign, and I just, stayed in and went through the ranks of the military. Went through some really good schools, some anti-terrorist schools, a lot of leadership type of training. So I just retired from the Marine Corps.
For how long were you in the Marines?
29 years.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
29 years.
So about 6 years before I retired, I said that what can I do with my life, because I know that this day is coming to which I'm going to be able to retire. I can't do this forever.
Sure.
And
So it was sort of like a calling that you had.
yes, it was a calling and it was a passion, security. I really care about people. I know a lot about the subject, and it's near and dear to my heart, just helping people from a security perspective.
Muy bien, para todos aquellos que se están uniendo en este momento a la conversación, estamos aquí en un programa muy especial de Spazio Vital con el experto en seguridad, Burnett Shepard, y él nos acaba de compartir que él está jubilado del servicio militar, particularmente en los Marines, en la Marina de los Estados Unidos, el cuerpo de la Marina de los Estados Unidos. Él estuvo 29 años en el servicio militar y después de esto él estuvo pensando y decidió poner su propio negocio, y él ahora se dedica a dar soluciones de seguridad en situaciones que puedan ser amenazantes, como un tiroteo, como un ataque terrorista. Entonces estamos aquí en un programa muy especial para conmemorar el 11 de septiembre y nos vamos a enfocar en la prevención. ¿Qué podemos hacer para estar prevenidos? Burnett nos está explicando acerca de su carrera y ahora le voy a preguntar cuáles son los servicios que él provee. Burnett, more specifically, what are the services that you provide in your own business now?
Yes, the services that we provide, the main service will be the installation of security cameras in both residential and commercial. That service is not ready to go online yet, but it's soon coming. The next service is teaching active shooter classes to both corporations and schools, anyone who would like to learn about an active shooter or something happening in their work environment. We teach that. We conduct security threat assessments. I would go in, look at your organization from the ground level, and give you a comprehensive analysis of your strengths and your weaknesses as it pertains to your security condition within your organization. Lastly, we teach weapons training. I certify people into concealed carry, CCW, extensive marksmanship training, building a person from the standing position all the way down to the kneeling position, to how to safely handle the weapon, how to employ the weapon, and how to hit what they shoot at.
Yeah, that's excellent. Les voy a traducir un poquito lo que Burnett nos está diciendo. Él ahora en su negocio, él se dedica a... es asesor, él da consultoría sobre el nivel de riesgo que puede tener una empresa, él da conferencias, él incluso habla en congregaciones que pueden ser religiosas o en las escuelas sobre los riesgos en la seguridad, y es experto en dar soluciones. Aquí tenemos, se están empezando a unir ya a la conversación. Está Ceci Rojas aquí presente, dice: amiga, saludos a ti y a tu invitado. So we have somebody saying hello in Spanish,
Yes.
some friends here, and she says, greetings to you and your guest. That's Ceci Rojas. Hola Ceci, ¿cómo estás? Then we have Kelsey Shepard. It says, awesome chef. He's saying hello also. Kelsey, thank you so much for joining this conversation. Ceci Rojas también. Bienvenidos, y para todos aquellos que se están en este momento uniendo, estamos hablando sobre soluciones de seguridad. Recuerden que nos encanta escuchar sus comentarios y nos pueden escribir aquí en la sección de comentarios para que nuestro experto pueda contestarles aquí mismo. So for all of you joining this conversation now, we are talking about security solutions with our expert, Burnett Shepard. Remember that we love to hear your questions, comments. You can write to us right now online on the comment section of this transmission, so our expert can answer your questions. So we have Kelsey Shepard says, my bro, hi Kelsey, very nice, very nice. And Ceci Rojas, she's also saying hello and giving us an applause.
Okay.
So welcome to this conversation. We're going to continue. As we were saying, current situations that are happening worldwide present a potential danger for our safety and well-being, because unfortunately any of us could be in a potential threatening situation like an active shooting or even a terrorist attack. So Burnett, what do we need to do in order to be safer, let's say at the shopping mall, at work, at school? What can we do?
Yeah, that's a good question, Gabriela. You know, at the mall, those situations account for different plans of action. What you do at the mall, you would do a little bit differently at the school. So let's address, you know, the mall. The first thing is trying to have a plan and get out of your head that this cannot happen to you. A lot of people say they go about their daily lives every single day and they say that, you know, this can't happen. I read about it on TV, I hear about it in Vegas or South Carolina, but this cannot happen. Yes, it can. So my thing is have a plan. If something happens, it's an active shooter, what are you going to do? And the first thing about the plan is to orientate yourself. Orientate yourself to where the shots are coming from. That way you would know not to run in that direction. You run in the opposite direction. So have a plan, know where the threat, the danger is coming from, and run.
Okay, let me translate because this is very important. Ok, lo que nos está diciendo nuestro experto, yo le pregunté con la situación actual de los eventos que están ocurriendo en todo el mundo, cualquiera de nosotros podemos estar en una situación potencialmente peligrosa, como un tiroteo, como un atentado terrorista, desafortunadamente. Entonces yo le he preguntado, ¿qué es lo que necesitamos hacer o saber para poder estar más seguros? Por ejemplo, en un mall, en la escuela, o incluso en el trabajo. Entonces él está empezando primeramente en el mall y dice que es muy importante estar alerta, o sea, cuando estemos en lugares públicos hay que tener un plan, hay que ver, dice él, dónde están las salidas y sobre todo si de repente se desata un tiroteo, pues lo más indicado. So when we have an active shooting, what do we do? You know, if we hear you know, there is an active, you know, shooting, what do we do? Run first?
Yes.
So hay que correr, lo primero, sí, pero where do we run to? ¿A dónde corremos?
Yes, you run away from the threat and you try to get behind something that will stop small arms.
Okay, hay que correr hacia el contrario de donde nosotros creemos que está ocurriendo este tiroteo y encontrar algo que nos proteja, refugio, pero algo que sea durable, o sea, que pueda en un momento dado parar balas potencialmente, que las pueda parar, algo que sea fuerte, o sea, que por ejemplo nos está diciendo Burnett cuáles serían estas cuestiones. So what would be a good cover? ¿Qué puede ser bueno para cubrirse, para protegernos? What would be a good cover at the mall?
Well, if you were inside of the mall,
okay, dentro del mall,
maybe those big gigantic flower pots. With the dirt, with the cement, you know, that will stop a small arms. Maybe some of the big columns.
Wow, very important. Ok, el primer consejo para todos, por favor. Siempre que estemos en un mall, hay que ver qué podría servirnos como algo para protegernos. Y Burnett nos está diciendo esas macetas grandototas que están en los moles así de cemento gruesote, y aparte que están llenitas de tierra porque tienen plantas y tienen arbolitos, pero las grandes, que siempre a mí me han llamado la atención. Y Burnett me hizo un comentario antes de cámaras de que así las han hecho precisamente para que la gente pueda protegerse. Entonces estas macetas grandes o incluso las columnas también muy gruesas que sostienen, o sea, el mall, hay que buscar estas columnas, hay que ver dónde están las plantas, ¿ok? So what else, Burnett?
And as the chaos is going to be happening, because shots rang out, there will be chaos. A good plan also is to be aware of your exits.
Ah, excelente, excelente. Ya, nos está diciendo que puede haber caos y hay que estar muy conscientes cuáles son las salidas. And we have some questions here. Patti de la Torre dice saludos. Hola Patti, Patti saying hello. Maru Lozano also saying hello. Saludos Maru. And Maru Lozano says this was an excellent question. And Maru Lozano is also asking how can we protect ourselves at the school. So we're gonna get to that, Maru. En un momento contestamos tu pregunta, Maru, porque Burnett nos está explicando primero en un mall. Yes. So we are aware of the exits. What
yes.
else?
Hide.
Hide.
Hide. So once you run, you hide. You are getting down behind something that will stop a small arms. Or if that's not available, then you try to hide from small arms. That is called concealment. You try to conceal yourself from the threat.
Okay.
That's the difference between cover and concealment. But this is all to save life and to prevent injury.
Ok, muy importante. Burnett nos está diciendo de que una vez que hemos identificado cuáles son las salidas, que tal vez hemos encontrado refugio en estas macetas grandototas o las columnas, que nos hemos tal vez escondido, es la otra sugerencia, pero también lo que nos dice es tratar de pasar desapercibidos, conceal yourself con algo, o sea, para que no te noten tu presencia. So concealment would be more like so you don't get noticed, right? That you sort of like blend with the
blend in with the environment. It could be behind some clothes.
Oh, wow, muy importante, very important, concealment. Te puedes, o sea, disimular tu presencia, por ejemplo, atrás de ropa, por ejemplo, en las tiendas. O sea, la cosa es que no te vean, que no te noten, desapercibido.
And keep quiet, be quiet, because the shooter is going to, the noise is going to draw his attention to that. And so if you're yelling, you're screaming, and there will be a lot of confusion. But if you're running inside of a department store, you're trying to hide, you're trying to conceal yourself, you get behind some clothes, okay, great, be quiet. Keep the kids quiet.
Exacto. El otro consejo muy importante, hay que mantenernos quietecitos, sin hacer ruido, no movernos, porque nos está diciendo Burnett, la persona que está disparando o las personas que estén disparando pueden escuchar estos ruidos y entonces hacer disparos en esa dirección. Entonces hay que mantenernos calladitos, no gritar y no llamar la atención. Y también si llevamos niños, pues también que los niños, o sea, tratar de mantenerlos lo más calladitos posibles. Camuflajearse, dice Maru, camouflage, she's
yes.
our Maru Lozano, our friend here, she says, camuflajearse. Excelente, Maru, muchas gracias.
Excellent.
And Maru Lozano is saying excellent advice,
yes.
she's saying. So that is at the mall. So now let's say we are in a school, like yesterday, unfortunately, I just mentioned, I saw on the news that there was another shooting in a high school in Las Vegas. So unfortunately it's happening. I mean, we wouldn't like this to happen, especially at a school, where, we want our kids to be safe. But what can we do or the kids can do at a school, to be safer?
Yes, that is a very good question. And it's a real threat that is happening, in our schools. So the first thing, and there are protocols that the school is taking or they should be taking to deal with an active shooter. But let's say you are inside of the school, you are in a classroom, and you're sitting down and you hear shots ring out. What do you do?
What do you do?
The first thing is try to remain calm. The teachers is going to they should take control of the classroom, but try as a student, as a person, as parents, to try to remain calm, and then you start to barricade that door.
Ah, okay, muy importante. Okay, so I'm going to translate this, and Maru is saying, thanks to you, excellent advice. Maru, thanks for being there, gracias por estar ahí. Okay, nos está diciendo Burnett que si estamos en una escuela y oímos un tiroteo fuera, o sea, lo más importante, primero que nada, mantener la calma. El maestro va a tomar el control de la situación dentro del salón, hay que seguir sus indicaciones, pero como estudiantes o padres de familia, si nos encontramos dentro de un salón de clases, hay que mantener la calma. Y lo otro es que hay que tapar, o sea, la puerta hay que cerrarla y hay que ponerle, o sea, algo para que no la puedan abrir desde afuera, o sea, incluso forzarla. So barricade the door.
Yes, because Gabriella, these are different situations, and I'm talking about because if you really want to get out of the classroom,
yeah,
but you could get out of the classroom and run, and the shooter is shooting down toward your classroom.
Yeah.
So this situation is you can't get out of the classroom because the bullets are coming down toward your door.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the hallways and things are not safe. So we know where the fire is coming from, we know where the threat is coming from, and you can kind of hear the shooter walking down and just shooting inside of the classroom. So, you can't open the door and get the students out.
Yeah,
So this is that situation. So you barricade the classroom with chairs, tables, desks, chalkboards, anything that will prevent him or her from getting in. And also be aware that the door is made of wood. And normally these active shooters are using automatic rifles, which have a higher caliber of bullet, so it's going to be able to go through that. So be careful with that, and as you are coming up with a plan how you're going to do that.
Sí, nos está diciendo Burnett que es muy importante barricar esa puerta, o sea, las puertas en los salones de clase tienen que estar con algo atrás, o sea, que sirva para protegerlas más, o sea, escritorios, sillas, o sea, un pizarrón, un armario, un librero, o sea, algo que ayude a protegerla de que alguien por fuera las vaya a querer abrir. Y luego aparte también de que las puertas por lo general son de madera, entonces una persona que él o ella que pueda traer un arma tal vez hasta de alto calibre, o sea, puede disparar y pues puede, o sea, las balas podrían traspasar. Entonces hay que barricarlas, hay que taparla por completo, tratar de poner algo que obstruya totalmente que alguien pueda abrir esa puerta. And we have right now one of our guests in our audience, Patty de la Torre. She's saying, los están escuchando mis hijos, muy buenos consejos. Patty, muchas gracias. Patty de la Torre is saying that her children are listening to this show right now, and she says very good advice. So
okay,
she says,
yes.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
So okay, so we'll continue. So then school, we have to, be quiet, barricade the door, don't get out, and stay calm.
Turn the cell phones off.
Hay que apagar los celulares. And why? Because you see people trying to call, calling 911, calling their parents, calling everyone.
Yes, because a shooter is going to be drawn to that noise.
Eso es muy importante. Hay que apagar los celulares porque normalmente vemos que la gente trata de contactarse al 911 para los servicios de emergencia, trata de hablar a sus padres, a sus familias, pero lo que nos dice Burnett es que la persona que está haciendo el tiroteo le va a llamar la atención este ruido que estamos haciendo con las llamadas o llamadas entrando o saliendo, que están hablando. Hay que apagar el celular. So turn off the cell.
Turn off the cell, and again, try to remain quiet, and then try not to get so close against the walls, because studying ballistics and studying the path of bullets and ricochets, normally a bullet will ricochet 1 foot off the wall and 1 foot high. So my recommendation would be you try not to get directly, hugged up against the wall, but kind of off of it.
Muy importante este consejo. Also, traten de no pegarse a las paredes, porque las balas pueden traspasar hasta una distancia. So how long is the distance, you know, that the bullets could still go through the wall, you know, like more or less, you know, so we don't
Yes.
get to be, you know, all against the wall, but what is a safe distance from the wall?
Yes, I would say maybe 3 feet.
Como 3 pies más o menos de distancia de la pared. No hay que pegarnos a las paredes. En el Maru Lozano, she has a very good comment, you know, very interesting. You know, Maru Lozano is saying, maybe we need to get schools to replace wood doors with metal ones. What do you think?
Yes, you know, schools have a budget.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
desafortunadamente.
they have a budget, and a lot of the schools probably say, you know what, this can't happen to me, and we have not had a situation here in so many years, and they rather take the risk rather than sacrifice, you know, the finance for it.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
nos está diciendo Burnett, porque yo le he preguntado, Maru tiene aquí un comentario muy interesante, porque dice que tal vez podríamos hacer que las escuelas reemplazaran las puertas de madera por puertas de metal, y nos dice Burnett, o sea, desafortunadamente las escuelas tienen un presupuesto, entonces a veces no quieren correr el riesgo de salirse del presupuesto, y ellos están pensando que, bueno, nunca ha pasado ahí nada, ha sido muy seguro, entonces no lo han, pues, tal vez tomado en cuenta, pero sí sería muy bueno, ¿no? So it'll be good, maybe you think, you know, for parents to start advocating for this change, you know,
Yes.
maybe that will help.
That will help and bring an attention to it, and just enough is enough. But that was a good point about the metal doors, and also, you know, active shooter is just more than that as a threat in these schools. They have to contend with fire, you know, a hot door, a hot doorknob, maybe prevent someone from getting out.
Yeah.
But of course, you got your windows and other things like that. But I'm just thinking, you know, of other situations.
Different scenarios.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, so we have a good comment now from Ceci Rojas. Dice, creo que en relación a la seguridad de una escuela, hay que apoyarse también en las conductas de alto riesgo que algún alumno pueda presentar. En este caso, algún departamento psicológico. Muy buen comentario, I'll translate. Esto como medida preventiva. Creo que esta iniciativa puede ayudar en gran medida a identificar estos comportamientos en los alumnos, con ello prevenirlos y al mismo tiempo que el alumno pueda recibir un apoyo psicológico. Wow, Ceci Rojas, excelente comentario, muchísimas gracias. I'm going to translate because this is very important, you know, what she's saying. She says, I think in relationship, you know, with the security in a school, we have to get support also from the behavior that some students might present. In this case, you know, like the psychological department, it says, because this is like a prevention measurement. She says, I believe this initiative could help in a big way to identify behaviors of high risk from students, and so we can prevent, you know, any, you know, some threatening situation. But then at the same time, you know, that if a student is presenting, you know, some problems, you know, that they have psychological support, you know, from the school. So this in the event maybe that the shooter might be a student, I think, you know.
Yes, that
from the same school.
That is an outstanding question.
It's an outstanding, Ceci. Excelente.
Very good.
Very good comment.
Some of my, you know, in my active shooter classes and training, the profile of an active shooter is one of the things that we teach in that. And the schools, I think that for the most part, a lot of them are trying to profile these, you know, these active shooters. And this is from study from being a criminal justice major.
Oh wow.
So that's why when your kids get in trouble in a school, and the trouble is from a violent behavior, that student goes into this database, and they try to kind of keep an eye on that kid. They're trying to see what tendencies will he or she have as they get older to have a propensity for violent crimes. But a lot of these things are psychological in nature.
Exactly.
And it could be because of, you know, one parent homes, or drugs involved, or a low self-esteem. But that is a very good question to identify.
Yes, excellent. So Luz Elena Ruiz is saying congratulations, and she's watching. Then Ceci Rojas, same, you know, she says, creo que es muy importante prevenir y no lamentar. She says it's better to prevent and not later, you know, to be sorry for something. So Ceci, thank you. So she's sending us greetings. And then Luz Elena Ruiz, saludos Gaby, excelente tema. Saludos Luz Elena. Luz Elena is saying greetings. Excellent topic, you know, she's saying, Luz Elena Ruiz. Okay, so we're going to continue. We're talking about school. But what can we do, you know, if we are at work or if we are in a public place such as an airport or a train station? Yes. What do we need to be alert of, you know, and to protect ourselves and our families?
Exactly, Gabrielle. And what we're doing right now is bringing awareness to it, and I am committed. My company, 0369 Security Solution Services, we are committed to bringing education and awareness to people to just be alert, be aware of your surroundings. Don't just put your headphones on and get your cell phone and read your text messages and just walk. Look around, look to your left, look to your right, be aware of suspicious people, personnel, activity. But what is the definition of suspicious? If you know that 9 out of 10 people are dressed a certain way, but this one person is dressed differently, that will bring attention to your eye to say something about this is not right.
Very important. Let me translate this. Nos dice Brunet, dice, es muy importante estar alerta, o sea, de lo que nos rodea, sobre todo en estos tiempos que andamos así todos como que más preocupados por contestar los mensajes del celular y a veces por estar distraídos viendo a ver, o sea, que nos llegó un mensaje o algo así, podremos perder, o sea, lo que está pasando. Por ejemplo, dice, hay que siempre mirar a la izquierda, siempre mirar a la derecha, voltear a veces un poquito hacia atrás, o sea, estar alertas, o sea, sobre todo. Y otro punto muy importante, si tú estás en un lugar, o sea, donde todas las personas están vestidas más o menos de una cierta manera y hay una que está diferente, entonces hay que poner atención en esa persona porque está diferente. Vamos a decir, so what would be a typical scenario, you know, since you're saying, you know, that pay attention to how people are dressed, you know, like for example, you know, you are in a, I don't know, you know, in a public place, you know, and then you notice what, you know, like what would you notice, for example?
Well, me, I notice everything that is out of the norm.
Ordinary.
Yeah, out of the norm. And some things to me, if everybody is wearing short sleeves and a shirt and shorts, and I see this one person have on long pants and a trench coat, and it's 106 degrees outside, to me,
that's not normal.
That's not normal.
No, definitivo.
So,
yeah, you have to pay attention. He says, you know, because and remember, you know, he has a very intensive and extensive training for these type of things, but he's sharing with us, you know, something very simple we can do. You know, if we look around and everybody, for the most part, porque si vemos alrededor y estamos viendo, o sea, que hace calor afuera y que la gente por lo regular está vistiendo con shorts y camisetas, sandalias, y de repente vemos una persona así con pantalones, tal vez con una chaqueta, o sea, como que está tratando de esconder algo que lleva en la ropa, como que eso es extraño y hay que notarlo, o sea, y luego llama la atención.
Yes.
So that is excellent, you know, that you know, to notice, you know, somebody, if it's so hot, you know, and somebody's wearing a coat, you know, and
yes.
So what else?
Because they could be concealing an automatic rifle or shotgun. Look at their behavior, their mannerisms. A lot of times, case study shows that a lot of people that, you know, commit crimes, they are fidgeting, they are sweating profusely, they are under the influence of some type of substance-induced drugs.
Very true.
So they're not going to be behaving as a rational or normal person would. Again, you know, you may can use your peripheral vision, but something about this person is not right. So let me get away from him, or let me keep an eye on him.
Exactly. Muy importante, dice, o sea, por ejemplo, también hay que fijarnos, aparte de cómo están vestidos, también cómo se está comportando esta persona, porque por lo general, una persona que si está haciendo algo indebido, se le va a notar algo en su comportamiento. o sea, puedan estar tal vez sudando mucho, puedan estar bajo la influencia, o sea, de alguna sustancia. Entonces dice Brunet que lo que podemos hacer puede ser o alejarnos de esa persona o estar muy al pendiente, o sea, no quitarles la vista y ver qué están haciendo. And we have more comments now, from our audience. Maru Lozano nos dice, es un asunto de prioridades a nivel federal también. Acaban de reasignar $10 millones del presupuesto de FEMA para ponerlos en el de ICE. Deben de asignar parte de estos fondos a reemplazar estas puertas en las escuelas y fortalecer el apoyo socioemocional a estudiantes de alto riesgo. Very good. I'll translate this comment, from Maru. She says that it's a priority issue. We were talking later about, changing, the doors. She says at the federal level, they just had reassigned, $10 million from the budget of FEMA to the budget of ICE. And she's suggesting they should put, part of these funds to replace these doors at the schools. So this way they will, would make a stronger the support, also the emotional support to students of, high risk students.
Yes.
So priority, for the authorities, to put the funds, to protect our kids.
Yeah, that would be ideal, and it, I just think that it's going to take more conversation from families and concerned parents to make sure that this is done. And I'm not saying that it's not, but it's not just in Arizona, it's a nationwide problem, and it's something that should be handled nationally throughout these United States.
Yeah.
To make sure that our kids are safe in a learning environment.
Exactly. So, nos dice Burnett que este es un problema que no nada más es acá en Arizona, sino que es a nivel nacional. Dice él que, o sea, definitivamente como padres de familia o personas interesadas, o sea, hablar sobre estos temas, o sea, con las autoridades, con las escuelas. Tenemos aquí, Maru, excelente comentario,
Yes,
excelente comentario.
Nice, very nice.
Carmen Navarro nos dice, excelente tema, siempre deja algo bueno ver tu programa, Gaby, saludos. So this lady, Carmen Navarro, she says, excellent topic. She says, there always, when I see your program, there is always something good for us to keep. And so she's saying greetings. So,
Thank you.
Gracias a nuestro invitado experto también. Y Daniel Jaques nos dice, no sé si ya lo hablaron, pero muchos veteranos no tan mayores podrían estar patrullando las zonas escolares y universidades. Hay muchos y podrían ser de gran ayuda nuevamente. Wow, Daniel Jaques, excelente comentario, lo voy a traducir para nuestro experto. So we have an excellent comment. And Carmen Navarro, thank you, muchas gracias. Daniel Jaques is saying, I don't know if you already talked about this. He says, but a lot of veterans that are not, so, like in elder stages or advanced age, but a lot of veterans that are not so old, they could be patrolling the school zones and universities. He says there's a lot of them, and they could be of great help again. Excellent. I like this comment.
Yes.
Wow, from Daniel. No, because this is probably something about what how you went to set up your own business, because you have all this training, all this knowledge, all this experience. So then you thought, what can I do to help? So this kind of goes along to what Daniel is saying. He's saying that more veterans could maybe be part of a special force, patrolling the schools and universities. What do you think?
I think that is very good, and part of what I do is I come out to these schools and I look at their security, and I can give them a detailed assessment on what they need and give them recommendations on how to make the security better and stronger for a conducive learning environment. But yes, having more veterans come out and patrol, I think that is a very, very good idea.
Excelente, Daniel.
Yes.
A Brunet le encantó tu comentario, excelente. Y lo que yo le estaba comentando, que es algo de lo que él tal vez intentó hacer después de 29 años en el servicio militar. O sea, él pensó, o sea, ¿qué puedo hacer para ayudar? Poniendo en práctica toda la experiencia, todo el entrenamiento que él tiene, y por eso él puso su compañía de servicio de seguridad. Y él hace esta actividad de ir a las escuelas o ir a compañías y hacer una consultoría sobre el riesgo y la seguridad, lo que se necesita para estar más seguros, ¿no?
But you may want to get into, you know, are you going to arm the veteran or are you not going to arm the veteran?
Very, very important. Y dice que ahí podríamos ir dentro de si vamos a darle armas a ese veterano o no le vamos a dar armas a ese veterano. Bueno, no nosotros, pero las autoridades. Y Dawn, there is Gillis Shepard, she's saying excellent. So, excelente comentario de Don, muchas gracias. Y Daniel Jaques dice, en Europa estamos desprotegidos, nadie quiere tomarse en serio y ya vemos los resultados. See, this is very important, you know, from Daniel Jaques, because he lives in Spain. And he says, in Europe, we are unprotected. He says, nobody is taking this seriously, so we are seeing the results right now. And it's very, very true. What do you think?
This is in Italy.
No, he is in Spain.
In Spain.
Yeah, but he says in Europe, we are not protected, he says.
Oh, yes. See, there has to be a plan. There has to be a plan of action to incorporate a security plan, you know, and for the people, you know, to keep them safe, whether they are, you know, in a mall or they going to church or, you know, or in school.
Exactly.
There has to be a viable plan for, you know, our citizens.
Exactly.
And not just here in the United States, but I think, you know, with our allies and our friends overseas.
Sí, Daniel, nos está diciendo nuestro experto que totalmente sí, hay que tener un plan a nivel nacional, federal, para proteger a los ciudadanos, no nada más acá en Estados Unidos, pero en otros países también. Y D'Angelo Hall, he says, very nice. D'Angelo, thank you so much, gracias por unirte.
Yes.
So, very nice. So, this brings me to my next question, because you have, your company does training, and you have an upcoming training coming up on September 22nd. So what is it, more in detail about this training? Where will it be held? You know, what can you tell us about this training you are doing on September 22nd?
Yeah, outstanding, Gabriella. Yes, we have a CCW, a carry concealed weapons training that is going to be going at the Hampton Inn, right off of Grand Avenue. The address, and it's out there on Facebook. I don't have that directly here in front of me, but the whole purpose of this training is to teach the interested people who attend, you know, how to handle a weapon safely. That's one of my main things with introducing this course. You know, forget the concealed carry. I want my people to make sure that they understand how to handle the weapon safely. Mm-hmm. And I want them to understand the fundamentals of marksmanship. So those are the main things that those are the main things that I teach. You know, how to draw the weapon, how to properly store the weapon, how to be safe with the weapon, understand your safety, understand your finger, this is a safety, and then we get into building a platform to how to accurately find the weapon. And then we get into some of the laws and statutes of Arizona, what they say you can and cannot do with your concealed weapons permit.
Sí, muy importante este entrenamiento que él tiene. Recuerden que acá en el estado de Arizona está permitido portar armas, pero hay que ser muy conscientes y muy responsables. No es nada más el hecho de tener un arma y tener el permiso para portarla, pero hay que saber y estar conscientes cómo se maneja, cómo se utiliza y de acuerdo a la ley. Entonces, este es el entrenamiento que Burnett está ofreciendo, que viene ya el 22 de septiembre. Va a ser acá en Arizona, y en su página, ahí en Facebook, pueden encontrar más detalles, ¿no? On Facebook, they can find more details, or how can people do, you know, how can get more information, you know, more detail, how can they contact you directly?
Yes.
And if they want, you know, if they want to register for this training.
Yes, I I highly recommend you register for this training because, again, it's very unique. I get really personal with my clients when I'm teaching this class. It's a 3-hour class. You can register on Facebook. You can sign up. I just need, when you sign up, I need you to just make sure that you're going to be there. And I just need your name and a contact information. Your name needs to be identified that is equivalent to a government ID or driver license, because on your CCW certificate, those two documents have to match.
And then very important, you mentioned also that there is going to be a background check, on people taking this training, right? So very important.
Yes, there is a background check. No felony convictions. You have to be 21 years of age. You don't have to have any weapons experience. But again, this class, it gets into that, and I'll give you a platform so you can take this training and you can practice in your backyard with a plastic pistol. But the location, it is the Hampton Inn Suites, 14783 West Grand Avenue in Surprise, Arizona. I say again, 14783 West Grand Avenue in Surprise, Arizona.
Excelente, sí, muy importante, o sea, que estén conscientes de que a la hora de inscribirse para este curso tienen que tener una identificación válida. Se hace con esta identificación, se checa que no tenga la persona antecedentes criminales. Yes. A la hora de tomar este entrenamiento se les va a dar un certificado. D'Angelo Hall nos está poniendo aquí en la sección de comentarios la dirección, y pueden contactar con Burnett directamente en su página de Facebook, que es 0369 Security Solution Services, que también la vamos a poner si en caso de que estén interesados. Muy importante que hay que tomar conciencia que no es nada más obtener un arma, hay que saber cómo portarla y lo que la ley permite. So very important to know the law. When you carry a weapon, a concealed weapon permit, what does it entail?
Yes, just because you have a concealed weapons permit, does not give you a law to go and brandish your weapon and shoot.
Exactly.
And that's what this class, it really gets into that and explaining that in detail. The dates, the 22nd of September, then I have another date after that, the 13th of October. All the classes of 8 in the morning to 11 in the afternoon.
So 3 hours.
3 hours.
Excellent. So we are having a great program today talking about security and how can we be more protected when a potential threatening situation. We are going to say thank you to Burnett for being here this afternoon, and we welcome this topic. You are invited to be our guest again, because people have gotten very, very good information.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and you might stay here. We are just going to mention, really quick, we have a few minutes of our show. And, September is the month where we celebrate National Prevention of Suicide, National Awareness Prevention. So we are going to talk for a few minutes before we finish, and you are welcome, to stay here. We have more people joining us. We are going to say hello. Mica Rangel, muy interesante tu programa, Gaby, te quiero mucho y me siento muy orgullosa por ser mi hija. Ay, gracias mamá, qué linda, yo también te quiero mucho. So this is my mom joining the conversation.
Yes.
And she's saying, hola. Very interesting your show, your program, says Gaby. I love you very much, and I feel very proud that you are my daughter. Ay.
Excelente.
Excelente, sí. En Burnett habla un poco de español, ¿no es así, Burnett?
Sí.
Habla un poquito. Bueno, entonces, para todas las personas que se acaban de unir o que nos están escuchando, septiembre se celebra el Mes Nacional de Prevención del Suicidio. Saben que desafortunadamente, tengo yo aquí en mis notas, el suicidio se ha incrementado en los Estados Unidos en más del 25% desde 1999, y cerca de 800,000 personas cometen suicidio a nivel global. Vamos a conversar un poquito con Burnett para conocer su perspectiva de esta situación. y tenemos unos pocos minutos, así que acompáñenos. Burnett, I have here in my notes that, suicide has been increasing in the U.S. in more than 25% since 1999, and about 800,000 people they commit, suicide internationally, worldly, at the global level. And we have some factors. One of them is depression. Another one might be also environmental problems. What is your perspective on this unfortunately increasing suicide rate?
Yes, this is also a subject that is near and dear to me, a suicide. And there are some signs that you can look for suicide, but if a person has really made up in their minds that they're going to end it, there may not be much we can do. But some of the signs, as you said, it's depression. And we're still trying to get our arms around, is the depression is based on the environment that they're in, or the economic status, or is it just something that they were just born mental, with mental illness or something?
Muy importante, sí, lo que nos dice Burnett, sí, desafortunadamente este tema dice, pues sí, hay que prestarle mucha atención. El suicidio puede tener diferentes factores, uno de ellos es la depresión, dice él, hay que estar pendiente si la depresión es por factores, puedan ser socioeconómicos o del medio ambiente donde vive la persona, o si puede ser algún tipo de enfermedad mental. Muy importante, dice él, pues poner nuestros brazos alrededor de estas personas, apoyarlas. Les vamos a dar la línea de nacional de prevención aquí en Estados Unidos de prevención del suicidio, es el 1-800-273-8255 en caso de que desafortunadamente pues alguien la necesite, pero hay apoyo, hay ayuda. Burnett, that I just share, what you say, and we're getting very, very close to the end of our program. So very important to keep the hope, for these people.
Yes.
That, and then I'm also going to share at the end, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. So
yes.
What can you tell us about keeping the hope?
Yes, just I think the hope starts with love. From leaders, whether it's in the family, the mother, the father, the grandmother, the aunt, the friend, the boyfriend. Just show these people that they are not alone, that you love them, that you are genuinely care about them and their lives. Sometimes people are lonely. Sometimes they just feel like that they just don't have anyone else to turn to, and they think that all hope is lost. But if we just show that love, that pick up the phone and that text message, thinking of you, or how are you today, or maybe stop by the house, or maybe a meal or a dinner, just show these people that
we care,
that there's hope for tomorrow, that you care.
Exactly.
If you look at the cases of a lot of the people that are committed suicide, a lot of the cases is they are alone, they're lonely. Exactly. And a lot of times as leaders, we look at ourselves as, what can I have done to prevent it? I know, speaking from a military point of view, what could I have done to prevent this from happening? That I pay him more attention, that I ask the questions, that I see the signs.
Excelente. Ya, Burnett nos está diciendo de que muy importante, sobre todo para las personas que están en posiciones de liderazgo, poner atención, y para la comunidad en general, poner atención, si vemos una persona que tal vez pueda estar pasando por una situación así muy triste de soledad y que se sienta desprotegida, mostrarle que, algún tipo de apoyo que nos importa, el cariño. Dice él, tal vez de repente mandarle un texto, preguntarle cómo está, cosas así que tal vez son pequeñas pero que pueden hacer una diferencia. keeping the hope is very important. And just in case, you know, I'm gonna share with you the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Yes.
They have an 800 number in case anybody might need some help. It's the 1-800-273-8255. Again, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Y para todas las personas que nos están escuchando en español, es el 1-800-273-8255, la línea nacional de prevención al suicidio aquí en Estados Unidos, y en otros países donde nos escuchan o en Europa tiene que haber también una organización de este tipo, ¿no? Entonces, Burnett, we are getting to the end of our show, and so we are just gonna say, you know, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that this program has been very, very useful, and you have taken very good advice. Burnett, what can you tell us, you know, what would be your message, you know, your message to our audience, you know, regarding, you know, the very important topic that we just shared today, talking about prevention, security solutions, how to be more protected in a potential threatening situation. What's your message overall for your audience before we go?
You know, security is nice to have and not need till you need and not have. You have to be willing to invest in something for that peace of mind, to protect yourselves, your loved ones, your information, your assets, your property, and always have a plan. Whether you're at home, whether you live in a two-story, have a plan. Have fire extinguishers throughout your house. If the fire is downstairs, how you going to get from upstairs out of the house? If someone breaks into your front, always have a plan. Even when you are traveling, have an emergency kit in your vehicle. Have something in your purse. For you single ladies out there, you are most vulnerable. I taught my wife, if she go to Walmart at nighttime, or, you know, just have her keys in her finger when she walk into her car. If somebody walks behind her and put her hands on her shoulder, she got a key as a weapon. She could, you know, always just think that, you know, that it could happen to you. And if it don't, you know, then that was a good day. But I'd rather for you to plan as if something would happen and then nothing happens. So that is what I leave you. If you need to look up my services, like Gabriella said, we on Facebook.
0369 Security Solution Services.
Yes.
On Facebook.
My website, www.0369sss.com. You can also fill out a contact form on there, and you can actually look at our services.
Thank you very much. Let me translate this. Es muy importante, dice su mensaje. Hay que tener un plan, hay que siempre estar alerta, hay que estar siempre viendo nuestros alrededores. Y él dice, y un consejo muy importante, sobre todo para nosotras las mujeres, dice que él siempre le recomienda a su esposa, si sale del mall o de la tienda o así, en lo que va a su coche, que tenga las llaves en sus manos, pero fuera, o sea, tipo como no sé, o sea, como si fuera algo así punzante, porque si alguien trata de atacarte, o sea, puedes con eso defenderte. Por ejemplo, es algo que la verdad pues no se me hubiera ocurrido, o sea que muchísimas gracias, thank you, gracias por esos consejos. Entonces nos vamos a despedir con esto, esperamos que les haya servido. Ceci Rojas, que nos manda aplausos,
yes.
Muy buen programa, excelente, yes. Gracias por sus comentarios, gracias por acompañarnos. Recuerden que este es su programa Spazio Vital, y cuando te toca, te toca. Y la próxima semana, bueno, tal vez vamos a estar hablando un poquito más adelante sobre los planes para la próxima semana, que les toca estar conmigo. Les voy a postear por ahí un mensaje, tenemos sorpresas para las próximas semanas, pero lo vamos a hablar después aparte. Muchísimas gracias a todos por acompañarnos y los esperamos muy pronto. Burnett, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we hope, you know, we'll have you again on our show.
Gracias.
Thank you
Gracias.
everyone.